Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel. I feel like I've got hair on my lip. I always put my lip gloss on and then I go and pick up my cat and I give him kisses. And obviously he molts this time of year. Any time of year he molts. Shouldn't really be molting in winter, I don't think, but he does. And it goes all over my lips and it gives you that weird feeling where you know you've got hair on your face and it's just not good. Anywho, I hope we all had a wonderful Christmas. I thought I'd do my 19 favourite things of 2019. I did one of these in 2017. This is just specifically beauty. When I did it back in the day, I did kind of everything, just 17 things that I really liked. But in this one, I'm going to focus on beauty. I'm going to do another one for skincare and hair care, and I'm going to go through in order of how I do my makeup. So starting with base and then you know how it goes. Everything I'm going to mention is vegan and cruelty free, and obviously if you want to see some more vegan and cruelty free stuff, I was going to flip these up in the air and catch them and go subscribe, but I think I'm not going to catch them both at the same time. Okay, let me do one at a time and see if it looks cool. Make sure you subscribe to see more. Wow, maybe I can do both at the same time. Anywho, let's start with primer. My favourite primers of the year. First one will be no surprise. This is the Cooler Daydream Mineral Primer. This is a very silicone heavy primer. I love this because it blurs the skin really, really beautifully. It gives that primer effect whilst also giving you mineral sun protection. I mean, you should wear SPF every single day, that's what everybody says, but not everybody does. But if it's in your primer, you're more likely to pop it on because you want your makeup to stay on longer. This is just for me personally, like if it's combined with a primer, you've got the primer benefits and you've also got the sun protection benefits in one, I'm more likely to pick it up and use it. So that's why I love this, but it also doesn't leave too much of a white cast on me. I've just popped it on my hand and rubbed it in and you can see like it hasn't made it look too ghostly. I haven't used it with flash photography, so I can't comment if it leaves a flashback effect. It probably will because it's made up of zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. Those are the SPF ingredients, so the active ingredients in it. It smells really nice as well. It's got a slightly vanilla-y scent to it, but nothing too strong. It's broad spectrum SPF 30, water resistant up to 40 minutes as well, and just all in all, I think it's a really lovely product and I shall continue to use and love it in 2020. But for more of a hydrating option, I do also really love this one. This is only SPF 25, but I like the consistency a lot, and this is by Hint Beauty. This is their Sun Prep Broad Spectrum Sunscreen. Okay, first of all, it smells gorgeous. Feels really lovely to put on the skin, like it's such a refreshing scent and it's such a nice cooling feeling to the skin. It feels kind of like the Too Faced Hangover RX primer, but I actually find this one a bit more hydrating and I'm pretty sure that one doesn't have any sun protection in it. I do really like this product from them. This is my favourite product from them by far, and yeah, I highly recommend it. It's very expensive. In fact, both of these are expensive, but they last really well. Moving on to foundation, the third product I wanted to mention is looking a little bit janky. She's not looking her best. This is the Beauty Blender Bounce Long Whip Long Wear Foundation. Definitely top place in my foundation list. I've been through one of these. This is my second one. I use the shade 1.40. The packaging is kind of tits. I don't like it at all. The shape of the bottle means you can't get too much of you can get the product out, but it means you have to kind of unscrew the top, take it all apart, and I'm just using this, like applying it to my skin like this because I love it so much and it's expensive, so I don't want to waste any product. When I hear the words liquid whip, I would run for the hills because liquid whip brings one thing to mind, and that is Dream Matte Mousse foundation, which, as we all know, I'm sure we all tried it in our youth because it was, I don't know why we all gravitated towards that one. It was so cakey. This one does not feel like that at all. It feels kind of like a regular foundation, but it feels very lightweight on the skin. So when it says whip, I think it means the lightweightness of it. It kind of applies like a normal foundation. Really, really good coverage for a really, really light consistency. I do have normal skin. I have dehydrated skin, but my skin type is normal. So my skin can look really lackluster. I like a bit of coverage, but I don't necessarily have like flaky patches of eczema on my face or anything like that. So this works really well for me, and it can be sheared out, you can build it up, and I think the coverage is absolutely flawless. Very, very beautiful. And I approve. I really, really like this. And to kind of go with this, I wanted to mention the Beauty Blender. I actually applied this with my fingers, to be honest. I don't really need a Beauty Blender. I know there is contention between whether the Beauty Blender is worth the money because it's £17. £17 for a little bit of sponge, and I'm the first one to say like that is overpriced, that is not worth it when something isn't worth it. But I've tried so many sponges, and I know some people say that the Real Techniques one is as good as this. I can definitely notice a difference between that one and this one, and I also think it lasts a really long time. I think my Real Techniques one didn't actually last that long, maybe like 6 months. I wish that one worked for me as well as this because it's so much cheaper, but this one I think is better. I've had this for a few years now. I know you should change your Beauty Blender something like every 3 months, but I wash it a lot and it works absolutely fine. Oh, a close runner-up to the Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation I wanted to mention is the Gosh Dextreme Foundation. I've got a whole video on this if you want to see. I use the shade 002 and it's actually very similar. I would say these two are very comparable, but this one is really, really nice, very, very full coverage, applies really nicely, lasts a long time. The bottle is made with ocean waste plastic, and I think it's a really good affordable option if you want a full coverage foundation that doesn't feel really heavy and cakey. I love this one. I don't know if that counts as a product. So are we up to 5? Maybe we're up to 5. Okay, so number 6 is my favourite concealer of the year, and this is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. Too Faced do have a parent company, so if you don't shop with brands that have a parent company, then don't listen to this and don't buy it. This is the shade Swan, and the only thing I don't like is it is quite plastic heavy. Like, this cap is very unnecessary, extremely unnecessary in fact, but the product lasts so long. I think the first one, this is my second pot of this, the first one I used, I think it must have lasted me a year and a half, and I used it every single day. But you need such little product because it's such a full coverage concealer, it lasts forever. And so the price kind of evens out, like price per wear is pretty good. I think it gives such amazing coverage. If you struggle with dark circles, this is your man. I think they've actually extended the shade range. I think at one point this was the lightest shade, but now they have got even lighter shades, like close to white shades, and loads of darker shades as well, and lots in between, so hopefully you could find the shade that fits for you. My favourite powder hands down of the year has been this one. This is the RMS Beauty Tinted Unpowder. Unpowder, their original, is just a translucent powder, but this has got a little bit of tint to it, and I've got mine in 01. It gives a really amazing blurring look to the skin. I love this product so much. I like the tinted one because it gives a little bit more coverage, sets underneath the eyes beautifully, doesn't give a strange crumbly look to the skin. It's just a wonderful product. I think it's amazing. I hate the packaging. Again, I hate the packaging. Considering it's quite an expensive product, and considering it's got very few ingredients in, you think they couldn't do a little bit better with this packaging? And you get this rubbish, tacky plastic, just a sheet of plastic with 4 holes in it, and it's really difficult to get product out. So I hate the packaging, but the product is so good that it still made it onto my list of 2019 faves, so it says a lot. For bronzer, I don't have it to show you at the moment because I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury contour stick, but I think my favourite bronzer of the year, honorary mention, this is not technically on my list because I don't want to go over 19 things, but it was the Lilly Lolo Mineral Bronzer. Mineral Bronzer, is that what it's called? I'll leave the name down below. It's a lovely bronzer for pale skin, and I've got a whole video on my favourite bronzers for pale skin, so check it out if you want to hear my recommendations. But I'm going to move straight on to blush. I think the Milani Baked blushes take the top spot. So this is the shade Dolce Pink, and these are beautiful. They are baked products, so they last a really long time in the pot. Like in this pan, it looks like I haven't even touched it, and I've used it pretty much ever since I got it midway through the year. And they last forever on the cheeks as well. They give such a nice diffused look to the cheeks. Like, they kind of remind me of a more pigmented version of the Hourglass blushes, but obviously a lot more affordable. If you're in the UK, you can get these on Beauty Bay, probably other places online. The other blusher I wanted to mention is this powder blusher by B. It's Superdrug's own brand range, and this is the shade Tempt Me. It's a really pretty cool toned pink. This is what I've got on my cheeks at the moment. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, most of the stuff I've got on my face at the moment. Packaging gets a D-, but the product is delicious. Favourite eyebrow products of the year. So first up, I moved from using powder to using a pomade, which, I mean, once you go pomade, you never go back. I finally understand. This one in particular is the Long Last Brows by 100% Pure. The packaging has absolutely fallen to bits. It comes in a glass pot, but the plastic lid is not so sturdy. But the product is excellent. It lasts so long on the brows. I use a little angled brow brush. I use the e.l.f. one, but I also like the MOTD Makeup of the Day brush as well. I use the shade Medium Brown, and it lasts amazingly long on my brows, even in summer, even in the hot months. It's a really good match for me. The only thing I would say about this that I've mentioned on my channel before is that it does dry up sometimes, and I mentioned it in a video and someone said, oh, just add a few drops of, you know, like a face oil, or I use argan oil. Works a treat. And then my favourite brow gel of the year, no surprise, I've got a whole video on my least favourite and favourite brow gels as well if you're interested. But my favourite, spoiler alert, is the Boutique Eyebrow Defining Gel. This, I just love it. It's so good, and I can actually kind of see how people wouldn't like this. So I want to explain why I do like it and why maybe you wouldn't. It is a little bit, not gloopy, but it gets quite a lot of product on the brush, so you kind of have to wipe it off sometimes, which I personally don't mind at all, but I can see how some people might find that kind of annoying. It's got a really long and thin brush on it as well, which I love because you can just go zoop and your whole brow is set, zoop and your other brow is set. It's a clear brow gel. It has got a little bit funky in this bottle because I use it every single day, but I don't stray from it, and it's so cheap. It's £2.50 in Sainsbury's, so check it out. Let's finish off eyes. So my favourite mascara, no surprise again, this is the Lilly Lolo Big Lash Mascara, which is always a tongue twister, but I said it, I got through it. Lilly Lolo are a great cruelty-free brand with loads of vegan options, and their mascara is just like, it's never steered me wrong. It lasts for me about 4 or 5 months using it every single day, and then it will start to dry up, but the effect of it is amazing. It's kind of like the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara in terms of the shape of the wand. I've got a whole video reviewing this as well, so I shall link it if you want more details, but I use it every single day and it gives really nice volume to the lashes and really nice lift as well. One last eye product I wanted to mention. I was going to mention an eyeshadow palette, but I don't know if this is just kind of what I bought. So this is what I used in 2019, but I was using the Jouer Essential Matte and Shimmer palette, and I really have enjoyed using this, but I wouldn't say I'd repurchase it. So I feel like it's not a favourite, it's just been good to me this year, if you know what I mean. It's quite a nice neutrals palette, but I think there's probably better out there. Well, I mentioned it in a favourites video before, and I do still like it, but I just wouldn't repurchase it in a hurry because I want to try another kind of nude eyeshadow palette from another brand, if you know what I mean. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I'm open to other options, which says to me, whereas some of these products, I don't want to try another brow gel because I've got the Boutique brow gel and I love it and it's an all-time favourite. This I wouldn't say is an all-time favourite, but it is a favourite. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Probably not. Anyway, the last eye product I wanted to mention is the Pixi by Petra Liquid Fairy Lights in the shade Rose Gold. This in 2019, it's been my absolute jam. You can sheer it out and have a really lovely ethereal glitter on your eyelids, or you can apply it kind of, not pack it on, but just apply it straight to the eyelids and not sheer it out and just let it set. It looks amazing and it doesn't irritate my eyelids, whereas some of these do, like the Stila Magnificent Metals or whatever they're called, Glitter and Glow eyeshadows, they kind of feel really heavy on the eyelids and I don't like them. This feels really lightweight and washes off nicely as well. My favourite nail varnish of the year has been this one. This is by Zoya and this is the shade Taylor. Got it on my nails right now and I think I've just worn this one the most. Got lots of other favourites, but I have got a whole video about my favourite cruelty-free polishes, so I'm just plugging another video. If you want to watch that, I will link it for you. But this one, I'd say in 2019 has been my most worn. It doesn't chip, I mean it does chip eventually, but it doesn't chip easily at all. It's got such a nice opaque colour to it, really long lasting. Last but not least, my favourite lip product. So I think we're on number 15, 16 and 17, hopefully, if I've done my maths correctly. Let's start with lipsticks. So my favourite lipsticks of the year, I would say. Firstly, the Pixi Matte Luster lipsticks. I love these. This is the shade Bitten Rose and it's just such a beautiful shade. It's a creamy lipstick, so like a cream sheen lipstick, and I can wear this straight onto my lips and it looks like a really nice sort of dark mauvey pinky shade, or you can sheer it out and it looks really nice, but it does leave a slight stain to the lips, so it lasts really well for a cream lipstick. Actually, I saw others from this range in TK Maxx for really cheap the other day, but I didn't pick any up because I thought I've got so many lip products I don't need anymore. But if you want to try these out, maybe check out TK Maxx because I saw really pretty peachy shades and lighter kind of more nudie shades as well. Tropic came out with makeup this year, redid all their makeup, revamped it all, and one of their lip products they came out with was their Kiss Me Quick lipsticks, and this is the shade Go Go Goji. It looks disgusting because it melted in my pocket. But the shade is beautiful. It's this really pretty peachy pink shade and I get so many compliments when I wear this. I like a peachy nude, but peachy pinks can make your teeth look quite yellow, but this one borders more on the pink than the peach, so it doesn't make your teeth look too yellow. But sheared out or built up, this is a beautiful colour and I've been wearing it a lot. And then last but not least, my last beauty favourite of 2019, the Fenty Beauty Lip Glow. No, what's this called? Oh, that was such an anticlimax. The Fenty Beauty Gloss Balm Universal. Just the most convenient, quick, glossy but not sticky lip gloss, and I love it. It smells slightly of strawberry, so if you don't like scented products you won't like this, but I absolutely love it and have worn it a lot in 2019, as with all of this stuff. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was useful. If you've got any 2019 favourites to share, please do down below, and if you want to subscribe, maybe subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.